Popcorn?
Yeah. I think I'm all popcorned out.
Well, you can't be.
4 bowls, man.
It's not 4 bowls anymore. They've cut out the middleman. There's the packets as well.
Oh no, not more!
Welcome once again to our steamy sofas of gore.
Sounds appropriate.
Mm-hmm. This is Maybe Movies, where we get fast and loose with great films.
Fast and loose indeed.
Or
Especially
slow
this time.
and tight.
Everyone has a favourite.
I'm not going to say what's going through my head right now.
Probably best. Thank you for coming back and joining us again for our final show for September 2022 and our last act of Child's Story, at the end of which we will be casting our votes for which one we think should be our maybe movie for the month. And hopefully, if you've been following us this month, you've been checking out our poll on our various social media and having your say as well. And as always, if you are a first-time viewer, thank you for taking the time to check us out. And please do all the usual, like, share, subscribe, etc., etc.
Etc.
Yes, please do.
So, before we look at this...
Ah, yes. Austin took the plunge.
I think Austin did take the plunge. Oh, I think, you know what we're going to have to say to him, don't we? We're going to have to tell him to behave.
Behave.
No, stop.
Ignore the fact that he's pointing the crotch directly at this camera here.
He's pointing it at Trent now.
I'm sure Trent would find it fascinating.
We'll never know. Trying to get back to what I was about to say. Before we start, we're going to do our shout out for this time. And this one is a bit of a special one. So this one, ostensibly, it's for Horrorbabble. I'm saying ostensibly. It is for Horrorbabble, the audio horror channel. That's run and narrated by Ian Gordon. But this one's a special one because about now on their podcast, they're about to release their latest Horrorbabble original production, which is called Hammer and Nails, and features of Peter Van Melsen, which is Ian Gordon's own psychic investigator.
Ah, his own character.
Yes, which will be coming out on their podcast, which I know is definitely on Spotify. I'm not sure what other sites it is on. If I can find out, they'll be listed somewhere here. But this one is a bit of a special one because it does feature the voice talents of my good self.
Exciting stuff.
It will be on their podcast. Should be around now at the end of September, and then it will be released as an omnibus edition on their YouTube channel in time for Halloween at the end of October. So thank you, first of all, Ian, for the opportunity. It was a blast.
Thank you.
Let's wrap up another film.
Let's see if we can do this and make it nice and neat and tidy.
Don't look at the crotch.
My mojo! It's getting to you, man.
Act 3.
You just can't deal with the mojo, can you?
What mojo? We're in delirium.
So we had the car crash. They figured out that they need to get to Andy because they know Zerg and the surviving alien are going to try and take him out.
I think my kind of missing point is, are we saying at this point that Buzz is just straight up acting around in front of people?
I think so.
So even in front of Norris?
Yeah.
Which I think is the more interesting way to do it.
Absolutely.
Because it's not just being attacked by a toy. No, there's a good one now. Yeah. And he talks.
Yeah. Oh God, we've forgotten about. He's got wings.
Oh, he does have wings. I figured that would come up in the finale, personally.
Yes. Yeah.
That would be good. Yeah.
Of course, we've got to find a way to make it come up in the finale.
I suppose at this point as well, when they're heading there, if he's kind of filled them in on what's actually going on, there's going to be concern, certainly on Karen's part, that, well, does this apply to you? Can you only transubstantiate by going into a human?
Good call. What do you think the answer would be?
I suppose if we are saying, going on the line that he's possibly an angelic being, he'd go, no. He'd say, I'd never do that to Andy. even if it meant his own dissolution.
He would want to go into a dying body or something like that.
Yeah.
Somebody who's at the end of their life.
Oh.
I don't know how we can work that in.
Have you seen Byzantium?
No, I haven't.
Like an alternative kind of vampire film.
Oh, okay, right.
But one of the characters in that's what she does, is she goes into hospitals and finds people end of life and just helps them on their way.
Ah, right, okay, yeah.
So please elaborate.
I think that was it.
Nom, 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 nom.
I think gold star.
I do as well. That was...
Oh, right.
Brilliant.
Oh, right.
So, again, this is possibly something that he's had to do before.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Yeah, so every time, whenever he's had to come to Earth, that's what he does. But no, there's no threats to Andy. I like that a lot. And also, again, we can give them a few more brownie points, because if we are doing the classic kind of good and evil thing, good rarely uses its power, because it doesn't need to.
Exactly, yeah.
So the rules may be slightly different for him to them.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a demon. He's not, he comes from a different place. He's got different rules.
So they head off towards the asylum, at which point we get Zerg and the alien appear, which is going to be a lot easier, because he's just going to blow the wall out. Can Zerg fly? I don't know. Do we ever see him?
He could.
I think he does.
He does in the cartoons and stuff.
And technically, the character of Zerg does, yeah. Not in toy form. But I think he just has rocket launches into the air, doesn't he? I mean, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he does. But if that means that Buzz can still do his stuff,
that Zerg should be able to as well. So how about this? Andy spots them running up the stairs. They get to the top of the fire escape, but rather than running into the building, Zerg turns around and fires his cannon at the wall. So obviously Andy jumps out of the way. Wall explodes, grabs the alien and goes to fly across straight into the cell. Obviously the explosion draws one of the orderlies, opens the door. Andy runs out so we can get him out of the cell. When Zerg and that land, the alien attacks the orderly and goes into the orderly. So we've now got a human agency who's on the side of the villains as well.
Oh, intriguing. I was wondering if this would come up.
Well,
as a bit of a horror movie, it's kind of a potentiality, and it does raise the stakes.
Yeah.
He can manipulate doors and everything.
Exactly. And it's a nice thing as well, because so we've still got the battle between Buzz and Zerg, but it's also a human agency for Mike to take on as well.
Oh, yes, because we need to give him more to do because we've got Buzz.
So do we want to make it an orderly, or do we want to make it the psychologist?
I was going to say, we've got the scene with the psychologist, and I feel like that would be the one, because he even in the movie, he comes across as a little bit nefarious, even though he's not meant to.
Yes.
Mainly because of the actor who's playing him in the many, many, many villainous roles he's played over the years. So in my mind, he's always a little bit nefarious.
Psychoanalyst bloke has been possessed.
Yes, let's make him properly evil. No, he's so good at it.
Evil? And he does a runner, and obviously heads back home.
Yes.
So I take it, once Mike and Karen turn up, I can't remember the doctor's name. Would you call him the doctor?
I think it's Dr. Ardmore.
Oh, thank you.
Well done. Ardmore will obviously be trying to grill them for information, see what they know, now that he's possessed. And there's also that bit, obviously, when he tries to inject Andy. So, is he going to try and inject one of them, or do we want to string him along for a bit, say that he tries to be their friend and says like, I'll come with you to find Andy?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
and use that as an excuse to get closer to him. Because now this is the question: how does Zerg get there? Does Zerg just follow Andy, or
I've got my Gladstone bag.
or
Doctor's
it
Gladstone
is
bag. Yeah, Zerg is in the doctor's bag.
Oh, right. I think that's a good idea. So Zerg gets there, and another fight out. So Dr. Ardmore's got to die now.
No, there's two things I think with this then we need to decide on, which is, would Buzz be able to detect that Ardmore has been possessed? And the other one is, do we want to do the the double take thing where they go, okay, let's go, and then when they get back to the apartment, one of them has a light bulb moment that Ardmore hasn't reacted to the fact that Buzz is running around and talking.
I like the second option. It gives a dun-dun-dun moment.
Yeah.
And because that gives us a way to expose the Doctor quickly once they're back at the apartment, so we don't have to carry the charade on for too long and make it too awkward.
And while they're fighting, he throws the bag, Zerg leaps out, goes for Andy, and then obviously Buzz goes after him.
Here we
And
have
Karen
the climax.
as well. Yeah.
So we have 2 evil toys and a possessed individual. So Norris is going to be fighting Dr. Ardmore, did you say it was?
I believe so, yeah.
Karen would be trying to help Buzz.
But she's got a minion.
No, because the third minion is in Ardmore, isn't it?
Oh, right, so it's just Zerg and Ardmore.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, well...
I've been mojoed.
Yeah, baby!
The mojo just keeps going round and round and round, baby.
You know who hasn't been mojoed yet?
Ah! Oh, no. I can't cope with the mojo. I can't cope.
Can you? Can you cope with the mojo?
So I'm going to say what we've got is a 2-hander fight with the Doctor and Norris, and presumably Karen trying to join in. So maybe the Doctor's a little bit stronger when he's possessed?
Yeah, of course.
To make it a proper 2-on-1 fight.
Mm-hmm.
Will Norris have a gun?
He's got 2 guns, hasn't he? Because he's got his gun and then he's got his ankle gun as
Oh,
well.
his backup gun, yes,
Did
he
he
does.
shoot the Doctor? Or...
So in Child's Play, he gives his other gun to Karen.
That's right, yes.
I mean, if we want to do it a different way in this, they're having a fight because he loses the gun while he's fighting Ardmore. He gets into a position where he's knocked down and he just grabs it and bang, shoots it from the holster.
Oh, that's action-packed.
Yeah.
Sorry
Bit
for
of a Jack Burton.
Sorry for presenting you with my foot, but
No, bit of a Jack Burton. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
fantastic. Which takes him out, takes him out so the spirit can leave and disappear. It's gone.
Ah.
Ardmore is dying.
Oh.
So when they defeat Zerg, Buzz can go into Ardmore and step back out.
God, sir.
Gold star. The man just solved the problem.
We get a T2 moment. I don't want you to go. I don't want you to go.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, because Andy's been through all of this.
Are we going to say Zerg goes out the same way as, although they tried to take out Chucky, they throw him in the fire?
It's a nice moment.
They tried to throw him in the fire, he tries to go up the chimney and gets stuck.
Floods up the chimney and all that collapses on him or something.
Yeah. And then this huge hook with a gingerbread man.
No. Wrong movie.
So that's Zerg in the fire?
Yeah.
Okay. And does he have like a second strike? Will he have that moment where he just comes out for a second and then he's like, and then just dies?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
It's a horror film.
Yeah,
Of course he has.
Yeah.
It's got to give someone that final moment.
Yeah.
Who's going to do it?
Karen.
Yeah, it feels like it because she hasn't had much to do so far, has she?
No. Because she has quite a lot to do in Child's Play in that last fight. It's all really about her more than anything.
It is, yeah, for the most part.
So, yeah, it feels like it should be her.
Yeah, okay. She should kill someone.
Because Norris killed the Doctor, or, you
Yeah.
know, when he was possessed, and presumably Andy's going to be the one who turns on the fire, so
Yes.
he's had his moment.
Yeah.
And it's Karen who hasn't had her moment yet.
Yeah. And Andy could say, "You're terminated, fucker." We just referenced 2 Terminator movies.
We have done, but the obvious one to do is as he drops it in to infinity and beyond.
Oh, he's got to say that, yes, of course. But then couldn't you have said that the first time he flies?
We didn't actually have him fly at all.
No, we didn't.
Oh, we forgot the flying. Oh, no.
Well, what we could do is when they get to the asylum, Norris and Karen run in and he flies up into the cell because he sees there's a big hole in it. Try and find Andy.
Oh, yeah, all right,
Quick
that makes
insert.
sense. Yeah.
Just says to infinity and beyond, and then dives and
And we get, "No," as he burns up.
Yeah.
And that's it, end of the film. Because it ends really abruptly, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it
It
does.
just ends. It just stops, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
delightful cliffhanger.
Phew. Once again, we have succeeded in making 2 theoretical movies, which are going to take a couple of minutes to gather our thoughts, and then it's time for us to place our votes. Okay, so in star ordered, what numbers have we got? What have we got numbers wise for the stars?
I have 5.
I have 5.
I have 6.
Oh, look at that.
So between whoever wishes to go first.
You should go first. I feel like you're usually the last one.
I often am. We made a totally new movie here. This is neither of the 2 movies that we took. In a way, we've made a third movie. And I think on that basis alone, I'm going to have to go with Child's Story.
Okay. Chris?
I think, even though I'm surprised of how the second story went, or the second movie went, I'm going to pick Toy Play.
Okay, because...
I feel like that suited better for me personally as a film. I just like the idea of Chucky going into that world as a Pixar movie. I think it's similar to what you said.
Yes,
the idea of an animated
it's a great
thing.
idea, yeah.
I do like the character of Chucky with the cigarette and all that. It's surreal to imagine that. So, yeah, I think that's my reason.
Okay. It is a difficult one, again. It's a difficult one to choose. Again, you're right. It was an interesting concept putting Chucky in that film, and I love doing it. Because we said there are so many parallels between these films, we managed to capture those in toy play. Even down to the point of we had exactly the same number of kills.
Yeah.
So just that continuity is really nice. And also bringing up something that you brought up at the beginning of the month when you were saying about wanting to change your vote. Mm-hmm. And it's because it's something that it's never even really entered into my head to even be a factor in when making this decision, is we had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, we did. It was fun. I won't deny that at all.
When I'm looking back at the edits and stuff, it's hilarious.
You couldn't stop smiling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But at the same time...
Yes.
As you just said, we've literally made a new film.
Yes, I think we have.
That competently keeps all of the beats of Child's Play, but just, as kind of said at the start of a couple of episodes ago, just recontextualising the action so that it fits the new narrative.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm going to go for Child's Story.
Okay.
I think mostly because I had an easier time visualising this as we were doing it. I can see the action in my head as it's happening.
Okay.
It doesn't happen a lot.
If we'd had a more generic version of this film, where it was just we did the bare minimum to make it fit within, mm-hmm. I would have gone with
toy play.
Toy play, absolutely. That was so much fun. I think it was just the raw creativity that we just engaged in was the one that tipped it for me for that.
Absolutely agree. Does anyone want to change their votes now?
No, I've said my piece. I had a lot of fun with toy play. I really did, but I think this is the slightly superior product.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so we are divided again. We have 2 votes for Child's Story and 1 for Toy Play. And now it's over to you at home. So please go back, check over our episodes over the course of the month, have a think about it, and cast your votes on our viewers' poll. And on the pitch meeting for October, which I believe is going to be coming out, I think it's the 7th of October, we'll announce this month's winner. Until then, thank you for joining us, and as always, please do all the usual bits and pieces. Give the channel some love, and we will see you next month.
As always, guys, TTFN.
Bye.
You know what we need to do now, though, don't you?
What's that?
Well, there seems to be a pattern that we've observed before, that when Kris is here, he's either here for a while, or suddenly the mole man appears. So I wonder if you sit here and you just kind of examine him like a piece of modern art, will he just transpose, or will he transubstantiate into shame?
Intriguing. I'm curious now.
Ba 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 ba.